नंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी वनचारी तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव हरे जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jai Radha Krishna Chandra Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe Jai Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jai Krishna Balaram Jayo Nitai Gaurango Nitai Gaurango Nitai Gaurango Jayo Nitai Gaurango जय प्रहलाद नरसिम्हा प्रहलाद नरसिम्हा प्रहलाद नरसिम्हा जय सुदर्शना जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद् हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी क्षेत्र की जय। गंगा माई यमुना माई की जय। वृंद देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण चंद्र की जय। श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की जय। श्री श्री निताय गौरांग की जय। श्री श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंह देव की जय। श्री श्री सुदर्शन भगवान की जय। हरि नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Granthra Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 7th Canto, 10th Chapter, text number 3. Bhritya Lakshana Jigyasur Bhritya Lakshana Jigyasur Bhaktam Kameshu Achodayat Bhaktam Kameshvachodayat Bhavan Sansara Bijeshu Bhavan Sansara Bijeshu Hridaya Granthishu Prabho Hridaya Granthishu Prabho Bhritya Lakshana Jigyasur Bhaktam Kameshvachodayat Bhavan Sansara Bijeshu Hridaya Granthishu Prabho Bhaktam Kameshvachodayat Bhavan sansar bijeshu Hridaya grantishu Prabhu Bhritya lakshana jigyasur Tam kameshva chodayat Bhavan sansar bijeshu Hridaya grantishu Prabhu Bhritya lakshana jigyasur Bhaktam kameshva chodayat Sarbijeshu Hridaya grantishu Prabhu Bhritya lakshana jigyasur Bhaktam kameshva chodayat Bhavan sansar bijeshu Hridaya grantishu Prabhu Bhritya lakshana jigyasuhu Desiring to exhibit the symptoms of a pure devotee. Bhaktam, the devotee. Kameshu, in the material world, where lusty desires predominate. Achodayat, has sent. Bhavan, your lordship. Sansar bijeshu, the root cause of being present in this material world. Hridaya granthishu, which desire for material enjoyment is in the course of the hearts of all conditioned souls. Prabhu, O my worshipable Lord. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. O my worshipable Lord, because the seed of lusty desires, which is the root cause of material existence, is within the core of everyone's heart, you have sent me to this material world to exhibit the symptoms of a pure devotee. Please repeat. O my worshipable Lord, because the seed of lusty desires, which is the root cause of material existence, is within the core of everyone's heart, you have sent me to this material world to exhibit the symptoms of a pure devotee. Purport. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu has given considerable discussion about Nitya Siddha and Sadhana Siddha devotees. Nitya Siddha devotees come from Vaikuntha to this material world to teach by their personal example how to become a devotee. The living entities in this material world can take lessons from such Nitya Siddha devotees and thus become inclined to return home back to Godhead. A Nitya Siddha devotee comes from Vaikuntha upon the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and shows by his example how to become a pure devotee, Anyabhilashita Shunyam. In spite of coming to this material world, the Nitya Siddha devotee is never attracted by the allurements of material enjoyment. A perfect example is Prahlāda Mahārāja, who was a Nitya Siddha, a Mahabhagavat devotee. Although Prahlāda was born in the family of Hiranyakashipu, an atheist, he was never attached to any kind of materialistic enjoyment. Desiring to exhibit the symptoms of a pure devotee, the Lord tried to induce Prahlāda Mahārāja to take material benedictions, but Prahlāda Mahārāja did not accept him. On the contrary, by his personal example, he showed the symptoms of a pure devotee. In other words, the Lord Himself has no desire to send His pure devotee to this material world, nor does a devotee have any material purpose in coming. When the Lord Himself appears as an incarnation within this material world, He is not allured by the material atmosphere, and He has nothing to do with the material activity. Yet by His example, He teaches the common man how to become a devotee. Similarly, a devotee who comes here in accordance with the order of the Supreme Lord shows by his personal behavior how to become a pure devotee. A pure devotee, therefore, is a practical example for all living entities, including Lord Brahma. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So someone may ask a question. As we have seen in the previous verses, Lord Narsingdev is offering various benedictions to Prahlāda Mahārāja. And these material benedictions might not be good for a devotee. And devotee also does not want, then why is the Lord offering? This could be the question. So thus Prahlāda Mahārāja is answering here. Lord is offering such allurements to Prahlāda Mahārāja, material pleasures, just to display what are the symptoms of a pure devotee. What is the need of displaying the symptoms of a pure devotee here? Because the living entities are suffering in this material world and they need to be given relief. Why the living entities are suffering in this material world? Yes. So living entities are suffering in this material world because Prahlāda Mahārāja is explaining the seed of lusty desires are there within one's heart to enjoy this material world. Even in this material world, if there is no desire to enjoy material resources, person will not suffer. So in this very material world, a pure devotee also lives, but pure devotee is not suffering at all. So that is why the pure devotees are brought here. Such pure devotees are called Nitya Siddha, eternally liberated souls. They descend from Vaikuntha, spiritual world, and they come here to attract the living entities back to Godhead, our original place. And they show that there is no need to suffer here. Why we are suffering? If we analyze our heart, if there is suffering in our life, it is because we have desire to enjoy in this material world. As long as there is desire, I want any kind of enjoyment, so long our suffering is going to continue. This is called lusty desire, tendency to enjoy. So it is very simple. The day we give up that I do not want to enjoy in this material world at all, then the suffering also will go away. As long as there is some desire to enjoy in this material world, he gets convinced, I do not want to seek any enjoyment here. There is a lot of harassment by material nature. So in this way, the harassment or punishment, some people ask, what is the need of sending people to hell if anyway they forget it? If somebody remembers, so I went to hell, I should not go again, then it makes sense. But Lord sends the devotees to hell and devotees forget or people forget. So why people are sent to hell? So it is for purification. When rigorous punishment is given in the hell, so there is purification. What is purification? Impurity means tendency to enjoy this world, and purification means I do not want to enjoy. So when the living entity gets greatly punished, severely punished in hell, he gives up the desire. I do not want to enjoy. How I have got stuck in this hell simply because I wanted to enjoy this material world. And because there is no satisfaction on the material platform, I break all the regulations to enjoy. And thus I suffer in this hell. So thus this punishment purifies the living entity. So life after life, just like research for absolute truth has to be continued for many, many lives. Bahunam janmanam ante. Because the realizations, spiritual realizations, they go with us to the next life. And devotee continues. In a similar fashion, when the living entity is punished, this realization also we carry in the heart. Oh, I don't want to enjoy. This is a miserable place. So thus this purification happens when the material nature punishes. And when the heart is purified, I do not want to enjoy. So it is very simple. We have to convince ourselves. It is told in Bhagavatam everywhere. Because the seed of lusty desire not want to enjoy, then even within this material world, devotee is happy. And just to exhibit this thing, the pure devotees are brought here. They also live in this material world, and then they are not allured by any kind of material opulence. Here Lord is giving, take whatever you want, but Prahlāda Mahārāja is not interested in any material enjoyment. So these are the symptoms. So to show to the conditioned living entities who are suffering, just see, this is life. He doesn't wish to have any kind of enjoyment in this world. He doesn't wish to improve his economic standard. We see so many examples. So sometimes the devotees ask that Krishna tells, you do not have right on the result of your activities. The result should be offered to me. But the result itself is very less. Person is hardly able to produce any result. How can he offer it to Krishna? So that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought another Nitya Siddha. He brought many, many of them. And one of them was Kolavecha Sridhar. Kolavecha Sridhar, he is supremely opulent. All these Nitya Siddhas, they are having the opulence of Krishna. But they come here and they live in a poverty-stricken condition sometimes to help us understand the fact of life. So thus Kolavecha Sridhar, eternal associate of Lord Shri Krishna, came here with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he took to the pastime of behaving as a very poverty-stricken man. He was living in a hut which did not even have proper roof. The roof also was broken in many places. And for business, what he was doing, he was so broken. So we can just imagine how much poor he was. And in that also, when he was making banana cups and other things, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would take some of them forcefully without any payment. Give it to me. In this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was teasing him. And then when he was proposed that we can make a roof for you, we can cover it. So then he told, no, what is the need? The birds are living without any roof. At least I have a broken roof. So when birds can pass their life without any trouble, I'm much better situated. I have a broken roof. Birds have no roof. And whatever little money, so we can just see how poor he is. Still, he was using half of his wealth in the worship of Mother Ganges. So worship of Krishna or his devotee. In this way, our results of our activity should be used. So such a poor man still is using half of his wealth in worshipping Mother Ganges. Pure devotional service. So in this way, the example is set by the pure devotees that in every situation of life, one can execute the rules and regulations which are given, and they must be executed if we want to make our life perfect. But despite all these difficulties, apparent external difficulties, devotees are in bliss, in happiness. And in material life, despite all the so-called material comforts, devotees are, or not devotees, people are distressed. It's reverse. Devotees apparently are living in greatly troublesome situation. Here is Prahlāda Mahārāja, who is getting poisoned by his mother. Father is trying to torture him, but Prahlāda is completely undisturbed. Kolavecha Sridhar is completely, Haridas Thakur being beaten, but he is completely undisturbed. He is being beaten, he is being put to death. Ordinary person would have died, but the devotee is not at all disturbed. And here, materialists, they are in full comforts. They are having best of the facilities. He has got the desired institute which he wanted. He has got the desired company which he wanted, the designation which he wanted, money which he wanted, boyfriends or girlfriends which he wanted. So all those people who have attained also, apparently everything is very, very good. But these people are most depressed, very, very unhappy. So thus it is very clear that that is foolishness. This is abject foolishness. So that is why Lord wants to show that, see, this is called happiness. This is my pure devotee, Nitya Siddha. So in order to help us understand, get rid of this seed of enjoyment within the heart, they come here. And to invite us back home, back to Godhead. So one may ask, so from where do you get such people? So we get some such people from Vaikuntha. Everyone in Vaikuntha is like this, completely happy, always in bliss. So some of them are called. It happens, no, always we need testimonials. So Krishna also tells, come and give testimonial. What is your life after you became pure devotee? So explain to them, so that people can get inspired about pure devotional service. So these devotees are called Nitya Siddhas. What is Siddha? Siddha means perfect. So this word Siddha is used many, many times and it has got different meanings. It comes in 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, if you remember. So in 7th chapter, Krishna tells, in 3rd verse, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye. Out of thousands of men, some will try for siddhi, perfection. Yatati means they will endeavor. So what is this perfection? So here the perfection which is talked about is pure devotional service. This is the culmination of all siddhi, all perfection. But the perfection begins from the Brahma-bhuta platform. Stoppage of birth, death, old age and disease. At least this much we should try, that I should not take my birth again. I should not die again. I should not, because if I take birth, I have to die. So no more birth, no death, no old age, no disease. So when somebody is able to attain this platform, this is called siddhi, perfection. This is the perfection of human life, to stop birth, death, old age and disease for good. But people are not interested in this because people are foolish. Dharmena hina pashubhi samana. They are not educated about dharma. So they behave like animals. Animal is working hard for sensual pleasure. People also, how much ever knowledgeable they are, if they are not educated about dharma, they behave like animals. And enjoying the senses and making others enjoy the senses, that is the aim of life. But out of all the people, Manushyanam sahasreshu, thousands and thousands, some of them they desire, they work for it, for perfection. But even though many of such thousands of them will start working to this end to attain perfection, they are not able to attain it. Kaschit yatati siddhe yatatam api siddhanam. And some rare person will find this perfection. Although many will try, somebody will be able to stop, become liberated. And he is called a Brahma realized soul. When a person understands, I am not the body, na shochati na kangshati. So when a person does not lament at all in this material world and does not hanker at all, kangshati means hankering, I want something in life. So when a person becomes nishkinchan, I do not want anything in my life, and he does not lament for any loss, this stage is called Brahma-bhuta. Such a person will not take his birth again. So thus, have I become eligible for perfection? We can have this test. Do I have still some hankerings in my life? Do I have some desires? If any pinch of desire is there, I have to return. And if I lament for any loss of person, place, thing or position, I become sad, then we have to come again. So I have to become free from all lamentation in my life and free from all hankerings. Then it means that is siddhi. Such a person will not take birth again. But that is not sufficient. Yatatam api siddhanam. Of all the thousands of men who have attained this perfection, kaschin veti mam tatvataha. Some very rare person is able to understand me, and that is a pure devotee. So out of liberated people also, those who are situated on Brahma platform, hardly one knows me in truth. And unless a person knows Krishna in truth, even from Brahma platform, one will fall down eventually to this material world. That is not a safe situation. Aru yakrichena parampadam patanti adha. Adha means down. One falls down even from Brahma realization. I am not the body, liberated Brahma Jyoti also. So thus one has to understand Krishna perfectly well scientifically, then a person is well situated. So in order to help people attain this topmost perfection, not just Brahma realization, but beyond Brahma realization is Paramatma realization. Jnanis, they attain Brahma realization. Yogis, they attain Paramatma realization. They are able to understand how the Supreme Lord is present in the heart. They are able to see the Supreme Lord in the heart. And then eventually they are able to become devotees. And this topmost realization, to exhibit this, pure devotees are called from the spiritual world. They are called Nitya Siddhas. And others who practice devotional service, they also can become Siddha. They are called Sadhana Siddhas. So by practicing the 9 elements of devotional service, same state can be attained. So when Krishna comes and shows his pastimes here, so most of the devotees are on this platform, Sadhana Siddha. Or Kripa Siddha, some of them can be. Kripa Siddha is another category which is very, very rare. What is Kripa Siddhi? So in Sadhana Siddhi, we don't need mercy. They get killed. No. Why Lord will kill his devotee? Instant liberation. Okay. So in Sadhana Siddhi, we don't need mercy. Then what is Kripa Siddhi? Here also you need mercy. So Prabhupada explains what is Kripa Siddhi. So Kripa is required in both the cases. Without Kripa, there is no Siddhi attained. So Brahma realization one can attain without spiritual master also. It may take a very long time. Even Paramatma realization. But Bhagwan realization, understanding of realization of personal aspect of absolute truth, personality of Godhead, that cannot happen without spiritual master. Mercy is required, Kripa is required. But Sadhana Siddha means one follows the rules and regulations very, very strictly. One is desiring to make one's life perfect, and when spiritual master is pleased, Krishna is pleased, he receives Kripa. And then he advances. Kripa Siddha means he is not willing to advance in spiritual life. Still he is given perfection. This is called Kripa Siddhi. Jagai and Madhai, the example. They were not willing to advance in spiritual life. They were breaking all the regulative principles. They were sinful men of the highest order. And they were so sinful, they were attacking Nityanand Prabhu, Lord Balram himself. So people who are attacking God, they are so envious. Such people also are given pure devotional service. This is called Kripa Siddhi. Spiritual perfection, Prabhupada tells. So Siddhi means you have got money. Kripa Siddhi means you don't want. I push in your pocket. Take. Take it. That is called Kripa Siddhi, mercy. One does not want to go back to Godhead, but spiritual master pushes him, sends him back. You go. So this state is very, very rare. But anyway, Kripa is required in all the cases. By doing devotional service again, we gain the Kripa. This point is very important to understand. We have to work in such a way that God or spiritual master, they see us. And when they are very, very merciful, we will make our spiritual life perfect. All our efforts are just to draw the mercy of spiritual master and Krishna. So when Krishna comes here, so he has some associates who are doing pastimes with him in this material world. So most of the people are sadhana siddhas or kripa siddhas who have got mercy. And then one life they spend with Krishna so that they can further increase their devotional service, further increase their perfection. And once they are trained very nicely, they go back to Godhead. But some very rare souls are there who come along with Krishna from the spiritual world. They are called Nitya Siddhas. So both of them, they are engaged in the pastimes in this material world. But Nitya Siddhas are very, very rare. They come from the spiritual world along with Krishna. However, there is no difference once a person becomes Siddha, either Sadhana Siddha, Nitya Siddha, Siddha is Siddha, one is perfect. Then they are on same level. Person who is liberated by following the rules and regulations, he also attains the same state. He also becomes Nitya Siddha, he also remains eternally in a liberated state later. There is no difference, however. in whichever way one achieves perfection. So unfortunately, why some rare people are able to attain this perfection? Because people do not understand what is the path to attain this topmost perfection of pure devotional service. So that is why when you approach some jnani or yogi impersonalist, they tell, oh, bhakti is very easy. It is meant for people who cannot follow the tough path of jnana yoga or dhyan yoga. So simple, bhakti is simple, no? So chant, sing, offer food to Krishna, go to temple. So it is very easy process. So foolish people who are childlike, who do not have much intelligence, they cannot follow this tough process. They take to bhakti. But advanced people like us, we should follow the process of Gyan. They tell, I am a Gyani, my path is different. I want to follow Gyan Yoga or Dhyan Yoga or something else, Hati Yoga. But actually this is a misconception. That is why if you read the purport of the 7th chapter itself, so Prabhupada, 3rd verse, so Prabhupada mentions, actually the path of Bhakti Yoga is not easy. The path of so-called Bhakti is easy when you follow as per your whims. People tell, no, Bhakti means bhav. You just show bhav and then Krishna will accept. So then that kind of Bhakti is very easy. But Prabhupada tells, this is not Bhakti. What is Bhakti? Shruti Smriti Purana Adi Pancharatra Vidhim Vina. So Prabhupada explains very nicely. Although non-devotees declare that the path of bhakti or devotional service is very easy, they cannot practice it. If the path of bhakti is so easy as the non-devotee class of men proclaim, then why do they take up the difficult path? So Prabhupada says, if you are telling it is easy, why you want to take a difficult path? There is a very nice highway to climb the mountain. Why do you want to climb from the rocks? Anyway, you have to reach the top. So if you know this path is easy, why don't you take the easy path? Why do you want to struggle unnecessarily? So Prabhupada mentions, although the non-devotees declare the path of bhakti or devotional service is very easy, they cannot practice it. If the path of bhakti is so easy as the non-devotee class of men proclaim, then why do they take up the difficult path? Actually, the path of bhakti is not easy. The so-called path of bhakti practiced by unauthorized persons without knowledge of bhakti may be easy. But when it is practiced factually according to the rules and regulations, the speculative scholars and philosophers fall away from the path. So speculative scholars and philosophers, they fall away from the path when bhakti is followed as per the rules and regulations. That is why it is mentioned, Shruti Smriti Purana Adi Pancharatra Vidhim Vina. Aikantiki Harer Bhaktir Utpatayaiva Kalpate. Such a bhakti is unnecessary disturbance in society. A bhakti which does not follow the rules and regulations of Shruti, Smriti, Puran, etc. So many literatures, entire Bhagavatam is written. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, so many books Goswamis have given to us just to help us understand which are the rules and regulations of bhakti. Without it, it is easy, so-called bhakti, but that is simply unnecessary disturbance. So great speculative scholars, philosophers, they fall away from this path. They are not able to follow. So what are the rules and regulations that we are supposed to follow in bhakti? Simple rules and regulations. So various rules and regulations are there. But the beginning, initial instructions that Srila Prabhupada tells, they have been given to us by Srila Rupa Goswami in Updeshamrita, Nectar of Instruction. So neophytes, how they can advance in spiritual life, the basic rules and regulations, they are given there. 11 verses Rupa Goswami has given. But unfortunately, people are not interested. Completely disregarded the basic instructions also. Vacho vegam, manasa krodh vegam, jivva vegam, mudropastha vegam, etan veganyo vishaheta dhira. Control all the urges of the senses. Atyahar prayashascha prajalpo niyamagra. Don't do atyahar. Don't overeat. Don't eat anything which is not offered to Krishna. But no, we will eat. We will stock a lot of money, because if I become old, then who will take care of me? If my children become old, who will take care of them? If children of my children become old, who will take care of them? So let me accumulate a lot of money. So in this way, we do various calculations. Tomorrow I can lose my job, then what will happen to me? So let me save money, let me save a lot of money. These days, people are having various strange diseases. It takes a lot of money to get cured. So I have to accumulate. So like this, people keep on accumulating a lot. Simple instruction is difficult to follow. Don't accumulate more. Don't overeat. Don't eat bhoga and don't overeat. No, but people do atyahar, prayas, working very hard. Even though chanting 16 rounds, doing everything, still people are telling, when you tell why you are not reading, Prabhu, no time. Why you are not preaching, no time. So still I am working very hard, still I am doing prayas, over endeavor to attain mundane things. So still hard work is going on in our life, prayas, for some temporary achievements, which anyway will be taken away. Everything will be taken away. Atyahar, prayas, prajalpa, gossips, indulging in material talks, taking interest in material affairs, hearing or talking of them, that also goes on. Prabhu, it's okay, 16 rounds, ठीक है. Abhi to India Pakistan final, let me watch at least. Today at least let me watch. So 16 rounds is also happening and India Pakistan cricket score is also happening. So I cannot do this. So I am taking lot of interest in mundane affairs. That is called prajalpa or unnecessary talks. Atyahar prayashascha prajalpo niyamagraha. Niyamagraha means not following the rules, regulations, or following simply for the sake of following, not checking whether I am actually advancing or not in my spiritual life. Janasanga, association with non-devotees. We are very fond of associating with non-devotees. So non-devotees could be there in various forms. They could be there in the form of family or friends. So first of all, I do not have time because I am engaged in job or my studies. And whenever I get some vacations, immediately I jump to meet my relatives who are actually non-devotees. I am very fond of seeing and meeting them. And then I tell Prabhu, I do not get time to read and preach. Time is there, but I am very much fond of associating with non-devotees. So it is very, very important. Association of anybody who is not a devotee, it is very dangerous for spiritual life. So that is why it is told family members, as we were discussing in the previous class, if they are non-devotees, what will happen? Yes, their association is also dangerous. That is why it is told, still, it is not expected that everyone will be able to attain to platform of complete detachment, but please have regulation in your life. Otherwise, you have to take births over and over again. So that is why it is told, even if you are attached up to 50 years, not more than that. After 50 years, one has to give up all the attachments. We have to be very, very clear. If there is any attachment to any person, place or thing, so that is why the pure devotees are called here. They are shown by their example. Narad Muni and who was he? Angira Muni, I think. That is why we are discussing the story of the great king Chitraketu. So there it is shown the foolish nature of material attachments. So this great king Chitraketu, as we were discussing, he married unlimited queens. Why? He wanted to have a son. But son was not in destiny. But still, to help him on the path of self-realization, I think Angira Muni was there with Narad Muni. Angira Muni came and he told, okay, I will give you son. This son will be the cause of your jubilation and lamentation. So king could not understand. And he became so happy when he heard, oh, I am going to have a son finally. I have kept thousands and thousands of queens, but now I'll be able to have a son. So he thought jubilation, lamentation means maybe he'll be disobedient. He will not listen to me. And it's okay. A disobedient son is better than no son, he thought. So at least I'm getting a son now after a lot of difficulty. So he was very happy. But he could not understand what the future had in stock. And eventually, when the son came, then unforeseen politics happened. All the other so many queens, they became envious. Why? because the king started showing special favors to this special queen who gave, and obviously that is natural. All others could not do. So they became very envious. Now she's drawing the special attention of king. So now let us kill this child. And ultimately they administered poison to that child, whom king received after such great difficulty. Then king is crying, fainting, and so we can just imagine after great difficulty when you attain something and that is taken away. So king was falling unconscious, then walking, then again falling unconscious, again coming into. So he was very much disturbed. At this time, Angira Muni, he came with Narad Muni. Why? Because now preaching was required. So why earlier Angira Muni did not preach? Because Bhog Aishwarya Prasakta Nam. If a person is very much allured by material achievements, then preaching will fall on deaf ears. He will not be able to realize spiritual matter. So those who are very much strongly attached to material success, achievements, preaching is of no use. They don't understand. So thus Angira Muni told, no problem. Let me do some arrangement. And when he came in distress, when a person in distress, that is the time for preaching. Then a person takes up. So all the souls, Chaturvidha, whether a person is actually in great distress or a person desires some material achievements or somebody is seeking, is inquisitive, or a person is seeking absolute truth. All these people, Prabhupada explains, when they feel material distress, they surrender to Krishna. So because he was facing distress, he was a pious king, because when Angira Muni went there, he came off his throne, he sat down on the floor on his feet, and he was emperor of the world. So this is the way the saintly king should be received, but it is not easy. Kings become egotist. But he was not at all affected by such things. He sat on the floor, respected, so he became favorably disposed. He told, I should favor him. And thus when the king was in great distress, he got Narad Muni. Now is the time. Now let us go. So then he came and he was not able to recognize. Probably he met him just once. So then he told, I am the same person who gave you this son. So then Narad Muni told, and by Narad Muni is so powerful that even a dead man can be brought back to life. So thus this dead child, on Narad Muni's instruction, he came back to life. And then he gave instructions. So all they became very happy. My dear son, oh, you have come back to life. So see, your parents, they are waiting for you. So he tells, which parents? Who is my parent? Parent when I was demigod, or when I was animal, or when I was in plant species? Which parents you are talking of? I have had so many parents in every life. Who is my parent? Nobody is my parent. I don't belong to anyone. I am a traveler. I have been traveling. I am traveling in this life. So in this way he spoke wonderful philosophy, and he told, now it is time for me to go. I am going, and he left. So then by hearing these instructions from a dead child, Chitraketu, he was able to come back to his senses. And in this way they explained, actually you are lamenting. You do not know that this very soul was your enemy in your previous life. So what is the need of crying? Who cries at the death of enemy? Rather, it's time for jubilation when enemy dies. So this person was your enemy in previous life. So enemy wants to give pain. So in this life, he took birth as your son and he died soon, so that you cry like anything. So this happens, Prabhupada explains many times, that enemy takes birth as son and then he gives lot of pain to father. And then he may die early. So just see, this is the situation in this material world. So actually it is foolishness to have any attachment in this material world. This is very important. So same people, so that is why who gives us maximum troubles? Family members only, no? So enemies, they take birth as family members. So not necessary, sometimes family also can take birth as family. Prabhupada explains that if husband and wife are very much attached to each other, they'll get the result. The result will be, wife will become husband, husband will become wife in next life. This will be the result. But sometimes enemies also. So when the family members give lot of trouble, there is a good possibility they were enemies in previous life. So thus the sages told him, you should have become very happy, your enemy is dead now. Why you are crying, dear king? So in this way, all these material attachments are but foolishness. Simply because of dresses, we take enemies as friend and friend becomes enemy. So that is why we should try to cultivate detachment. Any time which we get, we should try to, and especially spend time with anyone, but not with the people you are attached. This should be the principle, because anyway you are attached. And now all the more you want to get attached. So that is why one should be very cautious. And of course, it does not mean then spending time XYZ and wasting time. No, spending time with devotees. This is the principle. Or at least we can regulate. Okay, I'm getting this much time. So let me spend this much time at least in the service of Krishna, and balance time I can spend. So of course, when we are living in this material world, for general people, we have to spend time with family. We have to take care of responsibilities also, but not without any regulation. That all the money is spent for family members, all the time is also spent for family members and this thing. And this is the life of the materialist. And then neither family is satisfied. Now you ask your family. Ask all the people who are spending their entire time and money for family. What does family say? What do children say? What have you done for us, father? Correct? Always they will be complaining. Poor father, he has dedicated entire life just for your service only. He has spent entire money just for you. But still there is complaint. What have you done? And similarly, poor child, what he is doing? He is studying just for you, and parents are still complaining. What have you done? Study more. 5 marks are little less. So they are dissatisfied. Oh, you got such less package? What face will I show to the neighbors? Who has got 7-digit salary? Why you are not working hard? What face will I show? Who will marry you? So poor child, he's putting his level best. He has got this much intelligence only, this much destiny only. What he can do or she can do. But the family is dissatisfied. Husband is dissatisfied, wife is dissatisfied. So thus, yes, so somebody can tell, oh Prabhu, why you are telling this thing? I should not take care of family sufficiently. No, you take care and then you see the result. Take very good care, utmost care. Entire life, entire day, 24 hours. Take pills and wake up for 24 hours and take care of the family. Still family will complain. So this is the nature. Everyone is bound to complain on material platform. But if you make your family members devotee, that is very important. For this, we should spend time with the family. This is our responsibility. So thus in Krishna consciousness, everything can be perfectly adjusted. So don't waste time. Okay, I'm going to see France with family. What is the need of seeing France? So go with family to Vrindavan and attend Mangala Aarti together and hear Bhagavatam from the devotees. Spend time in the service of the devotees. In this way, you spend time with family also, and then your Krishna consciousness is also taken care. So thus Krishna consciousness is so nice that everything can be made simply perfect just by following this process. But if one wants material enjoyment, so after marriage, I am going to Thailand. Go Thailand. Then you keep on doing this thing. No, after marriage, go to Vrindavan, go to Dwarka, go to Jagannath Puri and do this thing. So thus apparently, it seems like we are telling you go to jungle. No, we are not telling you go to jungle. But please know, your life is already jungle. Chanakya Pandit says. Mata yasya grahe nasti. And what is that shloka? Very nice shloka Chanakya Pandit says. Bharya cha priyavadini. So in whose house mother is not there, and wife is apriyavadini. Wife is not having very pleasant talks. She is very harsh in talking. So Chanakya Pandit says, Aranyam tena gantavyam. He should immediately go to jungle because Yatharanyam tathagraham. Your house is like a jungle only. So your wife is always doing harsh talking and there is no support of loving mother at house. Your house is a jungle only, sir. You better go to jungle. What are you doing? Aranyam tena gantavyam. Yatharanyam tathagraham. So yes, that is fact. People are greatly harassed in their so-called comfort of house. And actually we have apriyavadini. Husband does not talk nicely, wife does not talk nicely to husband. So they are actually living in jungle. But Krishna consciousness is so nice. Whether you are in jungle or you are in family, you can be in complete bliss. So if you have decided to remain a brahmachari, away from the family, you can remain situated on perfect platform of bliss. You are not interested in any mundane affairs, still you can be perfectly blissful. Ordinarily, a person will suffer greatly if there is no family, nobody cares for him. He has got no reputation, no money in the world. He will suffer. But if a person is in devotional service, he will be in bliss in such a situation. That is life of brahmachari, sannyasi. Or if you want to live as a householder with the family members, with the people, and do your regular job outside, still you can be in bliss, in perfect bliss. How? The rules and regulations of Krishna consciousness should be followed. One should not do niyamagraha. One should not neglect the rules and regulations. Or one should not follow simply for the sake of following. One should see that I am advancing in my spiritual life. So one should not be neglectful. So follow this thing. And suppose our family is not following, then yes, we should practice detachment. As a matter of duty, we try to cultivate them. We try to make them devotees. But then if they are not becoming devotees, I should save myself at least. So if I see my family is not a pure devotee still, prepare yourself. After 50 years, I have to just live with devotees. I have to engage myself in complete service. Or before that, you should try to practice. So this is very important. So thus, Jana Sangha, but we should understand any kind of material attachment, it is having no sense. Enemies become friends, friends they become enemy. People who are very close, we shall never meet them in eternity. Some people whom we have never met, they will become close. This is how the material affairs, they happen in this world. However, there is another extreme. So the yogis and jnanis, they tell that path of bhakti is very easy, but we have understood it is not easy if we follow the rules and regulations. So I request all of you, please read the rules, regulations and follow it very, very strictly. Simple rules, regulations are there, but follow it strictly and it will be tough. It will not be so easy than following bhakti. It will be little tough. But if you follow, then advancement is swift. Now one should not jump to other extreme. That yes, I am following bhakti yoga. I don't care about Brahma realization. Let Brahma realization go to hell. I'll follow Bhagavan directly. So no. If I follow Brahma realization, if I follow the path of Bhagavan realization, bhakti, then Brahma realization should happen automatically. It must happen in our life. If we have not attained Brahma realization, that means I am not growing. So if I have got $1,000, then $10 is automatically included in that. So how do devotees attain this Brahma realization? How do I understand that? So Prabhupada explains here. So this is from 4th canto, 3rd chapter, verse number 20. Navyavat hridaya yajgyo brahma etat brahmavadibhi na muhyanti na shochanti na rishyanti yato gataha. Navyavat, navya means new, navyavat, ever fresh, ever increasing. Hridaya yajgyo, always engaging in the activities of devotional service. The devotees feel ever increasingly fresh, navyavat, and new in all their activities. The all-knower, the super soul within the heart of the devotee makes everything increasingly fresh. Hridaya yajgyo, gya means the all-knower, omniscient supreme personality of Godhead. Yad hridaya, because he is situated in the heart, he is the source of all pleasure. Krishna is called reservoir of pleasure. Krishna is called Govinda. Govinda means one who gives pleasure to cow and senses. Go means senses, go means cow. So Krishna is the source of all pleasures of the senses, material or spiritual. So because Krishna is situated in the heart, The all-knower, the super soul within the heart of the devotee makes everything increasingly fresh. This is known as the Brahma position by the advocates of the absolute truth. In such a liberated stage, Brahma Bhuta, one is never bewildered, nor does one lament or become unnecessarily jubilant. This is due to the Brahma Bhuta situation. So Prabhupada explains, a devotee is inspired by the super soul within the heart to advance in devotional service in variety of ways. The devotee does not feel hackneyed or stereotyped, nor does he feel that he is in a stagnant position. So sometimes devotees, when we feel that we are not growing in our spiritual life, we should understand that actually we have not become devotee. Otherwise, a devotee never feels that he is in a stagnant position. Devotee will always feel he is advancing. In the material world, if one engages in chanting a material name, he will feel tired after chanting a few times. However, one can chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra all day and night and never feel tired. As chanting is increased, it will come out new and fresh. Srila Rupa Goswami said that if he could somehow get millions of ears and tongues, then he could relish spiritual bliss by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. There is really nothing uninspiring for a highly advanced devotee. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord says that he is situated in everyone's heart and that he helps the living entity forget and remember. By the grace of the Lord, the devotee gets inspiration. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upyanti te. So as stated, those engaged in auspicious activities in devotional service are guided by the super soul, described in this verse as Gya, one who knows everything past, present and future. The super soul gives instructions to the sincere unalloyed devotee on how he can progress more and more in approaching the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Jiva Goswami in this connection says that the super soul, the plenary expansion of the personality of Godhead, exists in everyone's heart. But in the heart of the devotee, he reveals himself as ever increasingly new. Being inspired by him, the devotee experiences increased transcendental bliss in the execution of devotional service. So because the super soul is there in the heart, being inspired by super soul, the devotee always feels freshness. So when we are always feeling freshness in all activities, when we chant Hare Krishna mantra, we are feeling freshness. When we read, we are feeling freshness. When we behold the beautiful form of Krishna, we are feeling freshness. Thus Prabhupada tells, unless somebody is very much advanced, one cannot stand in front of the deity form for a long time. One will feel hackneyed. So when we are feeling always freshness in all our activities, that means we are on Brahma Bhuta platform. And this situation, and this is also the first level of realization, first siddhi. After this is Paramatma realization. Then we realize simply by chanting Hare Krishna how Supreme Lord is present in our heart. And then when one is 24 hours, Santa Sadaiv Hridayeshu Vilokayanti, 24 hours one is seeing Lord within the heart, then one is able to see Lord factually face to face as we see everyone in this material world. So in this way, Brahma realization, Paramatma and Bhagwan realization happen automatically in devotional service also. So one should not think that path of bhakti is very easy. It will be difficult when we follow the rules and regulations. So thus being a pure devotee, even developing a desire to become pure devotee is not easy. That let my heart become free of all the contaminations. But we have to understand all the sufferings that we are having in this world is only because we have got the seed of enjoyment. So I should pray to Krishna that I should realize, let me not desire any enjoyment for myself in this material world. And then there will be no suffering in my life. Then when I engage in the service of the spiritual master, then very easily I get bliss in the devotional service. I come to this Brahma Bhuta platform. So very simple process. Just engage in the service of spiritual master, Nityam Bhagava Sevaya. And when we engage in service of spiritual master, then we get ecstasy, pleasure in loving service. Then everything is ever increasingly fresh. So just to help us understand what is this platform, Lord being very, very merciful, he has sent Prahlāda Mahārāja, he has sent Kola Vecha Sridhar, and he has sent Srila Prabhupada. All of them are Nitya Siddhas. They come here just to tell us how to make our lives perfect. And what does Srila Prabhupada say? That I never ask my spiritual master any question but one, how can I serve you? So this is the example. So if we follow the footsteps of our spiritual master, I was very much interested in hearing him. Although I was not able to understand, he can understand everything. He's Nitya Siddha, but he's showing by his example that even though you are not able to understand your spiritual master, still try to hear very, very attentively always. So thus Prabhupada showed by his example. This was my qualification. My spiritual master, Prabhupada's spiritual master, gave him both first and second initiation immediately. So although it was not given, after first initiation, one sees, one is following nicely, but Prabhupada was given both initiations at the same time. Why? Prabhupada told, because my Guru Maharaj noticed. So when my name was brought, introduced, he told, yes, I have noticed. He hears very nicely, he listens, he does not go away. So thus this qualification is what makes a disciple favorite to the spiritual master. When one is very, very eager to read, eager to hear, eager to listen. So thus we have to pick up from the life of Prabhupada. That is called Acharya. He is showing by his example how to become a pure devotee. So even though we are not able to understand, Prabhupada's understanding is advanced platform. First is association of devotees. First of all, live with the devotees. After living with the devotees, we engage in bhajan kriya, Prabhupada tells. We engage in devotional service. Then anartha nivritti will happen. We get freedom from all bad habits. Bad habits will not go away simply by desiring Prabhupada and simply by hearing. I have to follow 4 regulative principles. I have to follow. I have to avoid prayas. I have to avoid niyamagra. I have to avoid prajalpa. Simply by hearing, it will not help, Prabhupada explains. You have to actually practice devotional service, bhajan kriya, get initiated and engage yourself in the service of spiritual master. Then anartha nivritti will happen. So then bhajan kriya is required. When anartha nivritti, once a person gets freedom from all unwanted habits, then comes nishtha, firm faith. Prabhupada tells, this is the platform of understanding absolute truth. Till then confusion and everything will continue. So on the stage of nishtha, one understands the absolute truth. So even though one is not able to understand, one should be very, very eager to listen to spiritual master. Here is a person who is coming in the Guru Shishya Parampara, who is representative of Krishna. I should try to hear whatever he is speaking. So, and Prabhupada tells, I never asked any question. How revelation of this, what spiritual master is speaking, how this thing will be revealed in the heart? Simply by service. We have to just ask one question, how can I serve you? That's it. And if I engage myself in service, then all knowledge, everything is revealed. There is ever increasing freshness in the heart always. And then we advance to advanced stage. Prabhupada tells, everyone can attain this platform. What we are seeing here, this platform can be attained by every person by practice of devotional service. So we will end. Any questions? Online we have some questions. Yeah. Maximum, yeah.
Is it that in traveling time is also included?
So the question is, so I have to do prayas. I should not do prayas, over endeavor. So what is over endeavor? Prabhupada tells, we have to work. That is required here. Otherwise nobody can survive. But over endeavor means working more than what is required. Now what is required? Prabhupada mentions 8 hours are required. So now the question is, in this 8 hours, traveling time is required? It is included in that or not? So what is the answer? So people will tell you it is not included, then let me travel to Delhi and work every day. So this travel is new thing which we have created, Prabhupada tells. So earlier what was our office? Our working place? It was our field. And we are living in the field only. Go out, work and come back. But now Prabhupada tells, where are you going, sir? I am traveling 50 miles off to work. So Prabhupada tells, sometimes I think people have no brains. So many cars are going from this part of the city to another part, 50 miles away. So many cars are coming from that side. Why don't people discuss over phone? You do my work over there, I'll do your work here. Why he's going from here to there? He's going from that part to this. They can discuss, you do my work there, I'll do your work here. So yes, this work is included. So why? What is the condition? We have to understand why this 8 hours limit is given. Because balance 8 hours, we have to engage in devotional service of Krishna. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave the formula 8-8-8. 8 hours for upkeep of the body. Sleeping, eating, bathing, exercising, 8 hours. And 8 hours for our job. And balance 8 hours is meant for engaging in service of Krishna. So 2-3 hours you will chant Hare Krishna mantra. At least 1 hour we will do book reading. 3 hours over. 1 hour we will do Aarti Kirtan. 4 hours over. Balance 4 hours we will do preaching. Right? So 8 hours over. So in this way 8-8-8. In this way we are supposed to follow. And of course, those who are householders, those who are married, so they have to take care of family. That is also devotional service. So family members also should be preached. That is also included in that. So in this way, yes, traveling time is also included in that. Everything put together, 8 hours we should put. And somebody can tell it is not possible. It is very much possible, 100% possible. Many devotees are following it. In our situation, agreed, it may not be possible. We might be stuck in a place where 10 hours work is demanded from us, otherwise we lose our job. But whatever time we are getting now, we see some soldiers in this Ukraine-Russia war which is happening. So it was very tight for them. But along with gun in their hand, they were having chanting bag in another hand. And they were chanting also. So whatever time, little time we are getting now, that time please engage in service of Krishna. Prabhupada writes in Bhagavatam, Krishna is there in the heart. He will give guidance how to engage lesser and lesser time. We have seen devotees who are working just for 2-3 hours. And actually you see, the great industrialists, they have many industries under their umbrella. They are managing 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 companies also. I was speaking to one of my relatives. And then he's telling that my boss comes just once in a year. He takes one meeting. And then practically I am working for him an entire year. Just once in a year he'll take meeting. So in this way he is managing his business. So like this, many people, they manage multiple business. How much time they are giving to one business? Few minutes in a year. And simply that business is giving him millions of dollars. So simply by putting few minutes, you can still earn millions of dollars. So it is foolishness to think that I have to spend so much of time to get money. So actually we are brainwashed. We think I have to work very hard. I have to do everything to attain this thing. It is destined. People who have been backbenchers, they come out as great success in their life. Great success. And people who are always toppers, 10 pointers, they could not do much. And it happens, you see in the world around you. Just go and meet the people who are doing job, who are doing business. Just ask from them what has been their background. People from illiterate background. He is having multi-million-dollar business, does not know how to see mails. Printouts are taken, he will sign on the print. And he's super rich. That person is from IM who is taking out the printouts. Getting signature. And this Marwadi businessman does not know how to open the mail. He'll take printout, he will see what is this, he will sign. Another person, he's having multiple industries, does not know how to speak English. So thus it is actually, this is destiny. We don't know. So we see in the world around us. So when a person can get millions of dollars by managing just few hours in an industry, can we not just be satisfied with $1 million and spending those few minutes only? No. So yes, it is very much possible. Bhaktivinoda Thakur showed from his example. He was Acharya. He established the movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he was magistrate. Magistrate was so busy. But he was working 5 times faster than the normal judges, normal magistrates. 5 times faster. Can you imagine? So yes, Krishna will give all inspiration. Similarly, Prabhupada was managing his preaching. He was doing his publication, taking care of everything. Prabhupada was managing international movement. How he is managing? And you will never see Prabhupada is frantically running. And here and there is checking every second. And I am getting late. I don't have time for bhajan. I don't have time for this thing. No, Prabhupada will very nicely do morning sadhana, evening sadhana. So Prabhupada told, don't become greater Paramahansa than your Guru Maharaj. Every evening I sit here and listen bhajans very nicely. Why you are not having time? Why you are becoming karmi? Every evening I relish how my devotees, they give lectures of Bhagavad Gita. So I am getting time. Prabhupada was singing, playing harmonium, doing Vaishnava bhajan. Prabhupada is managing international society effortlessly. He is translating, writing books. Can somebody write so many books in such a short span of time? So Prabhupada would not edit books. Prabhupada would speak books. Can anybody speak books? People write, discard. As one very famous person, influencer, he told, I rejected 300 copies before publishing this book. 300 drafts. So this is how people come out with a book. And what Prabhupada is telling, how Prabhupada is writing, he is not writing, he is simply dictating. So thus when devotees would take a lot of time to do meetings, Prabhupada says, you're not chanting nicely. Why you're spending so much time meeting? Krishna should dictate from the heart quickly. So thus Krishna is there in the heart. He will inspire from the heart what to do first and next. So Prabhupada writes in Bhagavatam, 8 hours is upper limit. So we have seen devotees who spend 1 or 2 hours in their business and they are very rich, doing very nice in their activities. But right now Krishna will not give us that freedom. He wants to see the time which I give, you will do sense gratification or my service in that time. So if we engage in service of Krishna, whatever time we have got, then you see Krishna will give all liberty. So traveling, everything is included in that. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe in the initial phase they need 10 hours, 12 hours.
Good question. So maybe the devotees who are working very hard, they are established. But initial phase you need to work. So no phase. Initial phase, other phase. So thus we have seen even children who have never given up their 16 rounds of chanting. Even they are fighting the toughest exam in the country. And they are doing whatever that toughest of the interviews. They never gave up on their sadhana, reading and chanting. And they were able to do very nicely. And somebody could not do nicely, the ultimate result is same, what they got in life. So I have not seen anybody who's sincere, even from the very beginning, from the initial phases. The toughest exam is UPSC IAS preparation. There also devotees have not given up 16 rounds and they are done very nicely. So devotees have qualified JEE, IIT JEE, devotees have qualified GATE, devotees have qualified CA, CFA, everything by chanting their 16 rounds and everything without giving up. So thus, from the very beginning one should follow, because life is uncertain. So destiny, we should understand, it is destined. Just like without working hard, we fail in life. Without working hard, success also will follow automatically.
Is it possible to give
Yes, we'll take offline question, then we'll come back. I'll give you one typical example. Maybe this devotee is hearing also. So I'll tell you case study of a devotee. So this devotee rejected an offer from Google. Rejected. People are dying to get such an offer. And what is the background of this devotee? He was raised in an ashram. What is an ashram? Not orphanage. Ashram means where saints, sadhus are living. Yeah, orphanage people consider ashram. Pandit means orphan. Or who have no business. Most wretched, uneducated person, he is Pandit. Orphans only become Pandit. So ashram means he was living among the saints. They would worship Krishna, do some Bhagavat Katha. There he was raised. And he also would do some Bhagavatam Katha here and there. And then he was having no connection with this world. He was not knowing what is all this. So then finally he came out at the time of college. He got disillusioned seeing some, malpractices in Kali Yuga. It is very contaminated. So you saw he was dissatisfied what he could see there. So he thought, better let me follow a normal life outside. So although his mother was there, she's a nice devotee and he was there, but he chose to came out and pursue some education and normal job. And then he took took his education, MBA degree, that too, from a very third class college. And I don't want to name the college, you can understand. 5 tier, 6 tier. Nobody would enter that college. Your no job is assured if you go to that college. Low college of a tier 3 city, tier 4 city. I like this. So he went to that college, and nobody has heard of this college, affiliated to some local university. And then his friend was a devotee, and he was coming to meet me, so he was also coming. And he would hide behind his friend. He would not talk to me also directly. So I thought, because those people who come from village, from this thing, they have so many complexions. So he would hide and talk. If he has to convey something to me, he will tell his friend, tell to Prabhu like this. And he would always be very silent, little timid. And so I thought there is some psychological problem, probably. He doesn't talk to me, and what is this happening? And then anyway, so I left that center, and this devotee met me in Bombay around 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And then I asked him, what is your state now? What have you done? So what can you imagine this person will do? Maybe he'll take some degree, become a salesman. That's what people do from low-grade MBA colleges. So then he told, yes, I'm here for interview for some international university. He took his admission in a college in Spain. And this college is among top 10 in the world, MBA colleges. So as soon as you take admission in these colleges, all these big companies, they give you offer at the time of admission itself. There is need not sit for placements. In our IMs also, you have to sit for placement. But these colleges are so reputable. You take admission. Once you are admitted, before you start the college, these companies, they line up, join us. So he got offer from Google to join them. And but he rejected. So, and he had come here for interview. And then he told, so what did you do? Yes, I did some job, and recently I finished my CFA. So he's speaking all these things. I thought he has gone crazy, poor fellow, maybe. He could not do much in life, so he's talking all these things. So a person who was like this, and then he's telling, I've cleared CFA. And because I have been in touch with the students of very good colleges, they are struggling in clearing CFAs and after many attempts. So he's telling, yes, I cleared my CFA. I told, which level? Okay, level 3 also done. Okay, fine. And then he is giving interview for this college. So I told, which course? Regular course? Yes, regular MBA degree I'm going. And then he's getting job from Google and rejecting it. So I still disbelieve. I told he is maybe crazy. Many people are becoming crazy these days, and they talk of. So I thought he's another probably crazy case. He has lost his mind, poor fellow. He could have met some disaster in his life. But then actually he went to Spain. I thought that is real. And actually when he started sharing pics from there, I realized he's speaking fact. And then finally he is working on a startup. Then he has got his own thing. He's working there only now. So we can see from the background. So he has no background. He has not scored good grades in his board examinations. And he has not been ICSE, CBSE topper. He has not done his graduation from a good college and MBA from a third-class college. He became gold medalist eventually in that college. And a person not with a very timid personality, but now is completely different. Everything has changed. So thus we can see this called destiny. And people after tracking everything are not able to attain those colleges. Even after joining IITs and this thing and everything, they are not able to do this thing. And many such cases, what to speak of this, people are able to build up many industries coming from nowhere. So actually this is fact. Whatever is we are destined to attain, we will attain despite anything. And if it is not there in destiny, we will not be able to do it despite tremendous hard work. So we do not know this. We do not know this science. It is a science. Things are destined. We have had so many millions of lives. As per this, happiness and distress of this life is fixed. This is the verdict of the Vedas. So we should be peaceful, engage maximum 8 hours in your this thing. And so like this, I can discuss many case studies because this is our job. So like this, many case studies are there. People who have worked very hard but not doing anything, very intelligent also, very intelligent, very hardworking, ordinary life, and here ordinary people but extraordinary, so-called material life. This is called destiny. Yeah. Yeah.
The understanding of Nitya Siddha and Sadhana Siddha is Sadhana Siddha is one who practices those meditations and returns for better order.
Difference between Nitya Siddha and Sadhana Siddha, yes. Yeah.
And Nitya Siddha is
Yeah. Yes.
So Narad Muni, his previous life, he served the devotees, following the sadhana,
Yes.
and then returned
Yes.
to
Yes.
Lord Vishnu in his next life.
Yes.
So his sadhana.
So the question which is asked here is, what is the case with Narad Muni? Did Narad Muni come from spiritual world? He is a Nitya Siddha, or he sadhana Siddha, he practiced and became perfect. So thus we understand that Narad Muni practiced spiritual life. In previous life, he was son of a maid servant. Prior to that, he was a Gandharva. So this Gandharva, he was singing praises in the glories of demigods. Actually, music is meant for praising the Supreme Lord Krishna. So when he was praising other devtas, demigods, so it is mentioned, those people, sages who were wise, they became offended, and he told, you are not worthy of this position. Then he was cursed, and then he became Shudra, son of maid servant. Then he practiced devotional service, and then he became perfect, Nitya Siddha. So Narad Muni practiced
In this case, he is called sadhana Siddha.
sadhana Siddha. Sadhana Siddha becomes Nitya Siddha. Now he is eternally perfect after practicing. Yes.
So, Prabhu, you mentioned that a person when he gets Kripal, then he comes with he participates with Lord in one lifetime, and after that, when he perfects, then he goes back to Lord.
Yeah.
But Nitya Siddhas, they descend with
Yes.
So can a person who is Kripal eventually come with Lord and Nitya Siddha?
The question is, if the devotees who are sadhana siddh and kripa siddh, means they did not descend from the spiritual world, but they join Lord from here, from these affairs. So what will happen once they become perfect? In the next appearance, the next pastime, when it happens, will they appear with the Lord? They can come from the spiritual world? So the answer is yes. So there is no difference between Nitya Siddha. That is why Prabhupada says they become Nitya Siddha. They also are able to attain the same platform. So thus in spiritual life, there is complete freedom. That is why it is asked when a disciple asked Srila Prabhupada, so if we think of Krishna, we go to Krishna. If we think of spiritual master, shall we go to the spiritual master? So Prabhupada tells, yes, whatever we think of at the time of death, we attain that situation. So then they ask, so Prabhupada, does it happen that the devotees of spiritual master, they also take birth with the spiritual master? So Prabhupada told, yes. So whenever spiritual master also incarnates, his close associates, they also incarnate with the spiritual master. So yes, so once a person attains the position, then he is as good, as liberated. And then he can come on a special mission. He can always descend.
That we understand that Siddha can never fall down.
Yes.
So that verse is that Dhama Brahma.
Yes.
So general understanding is that once we go there, we will not come back in this world. But again, Prabhupada says everything depends on desire. He may come back also.
Yeah.
Because if he desires, he can come back.
Yes.
So as we understand, till the time you don't become Siddha, they cannot go back. And
Yes.
once they are back,
Yes.
the Siddha sin.
Yes. Yes.
So what is the situation of a person who becomes an Nitya Siddha after coming here and then he desires to come back here? So it will be considered as a fall down of Nitya Siddha.
So the question is, sometimes it is discussed with Srila Prabhupada that even after going back, can a devotee come back? And Prabhupada tells, yes, if he is foolish, he can come back. So then this person was Nitya Siddha. So when he comes here, then what is the situation? Yes, the situation is fall down. That can happen.
Nitya Siddhas fall down.
Yes. So there is two category again. So some Nitya Siddhas are there who are personal expansion of Krishna's body. So those devotees can never fall down. But other devotees, ordinary living entities like us, we are prone to fall down even after going back. Generally, one does not fall down. Prabhupada gives the example. Just like the child is very much inclined to touch the fan. Father sometimes reduces the speed of the fan, allows the child to touch. Then the child will not desire to touch. So similarly, once we have tasted this material world, how much miserable it is, one will not desire to come back. But Prabhupada's freedom is always there. If the living entity wishes, he can come back. But some living entities who are expansion of Krishna's personal body, they never come back. They never come, they never fall down. Online, we'll take some questions. Then we'll...
Can we change destiny?
Question is, can we change destiny? Answer is yes. By 100% surrendering ourselves to the lotus feet of Krishna, destiny can be changed.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, how do we understand when we see material people outside having everything without Krishna Bhakti? And when we see them, we start thinking whether we are on right path.
So the question is, how do we understand when we see people are attaining everything without Krishna Bhakti? And then we doubt whether we are on the right path or not. So yes, so such thoughts happen in illusion. That's what we are seeing. We measure one's success by externals and not the internal. Despite having all these comforts, one will be extremely miserable, and one is bound to be miserable without Krishna consciousness. That is fact. So that is why this material world is called illusion. Illusion means you are seeing water, water is not there. On the other hand, devotee's life may appear to be wretched, but devotee is not in a wretched state. Devotee is in bliss. So with advancement of knowledge, we will understand how non-devotees, there is no question of happiness in their life, and devotees' life, there is no question of suffering. So I think we have crossed time. We'll finish. More questions we'll take next time. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Chandra ki jai, Grantara Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.